What I call I is by nature, it's freed, it's not bound by anything, it's free, as emptiness is freed or free. It's because we too quickly, by habit and by beliefs, glue our knowledge on it, that we suddenly, it becomes very personal. I am this body, I am this mind, I have my personal life and all that. But once we could see that mechanism, maybe then one will not search. And that's why there is an indication telling, I am that. Instead of immediately going to unquestionable knowledge, I am someone, it brings you from where this I rose. I am that. And then you see, in fact, where lies freedom, or what is. In other words, your real nature, the real nature of all beings. So that's the subject today. The eternal subject, if we pick up that subject. Any curiosity, any doubt, any question about it, please ask. From my side, I don't know if I have so much to say, but
Hello.
yeah, sure.
First of all, very lovely to be here.
Welcome.
And immediately, now when sitting here, I feel like, okay, I'm saved. Like you know, I have the kind of structure in the mind that whenever I start doing something, there is immediately a project, and I go very into it.
Yeah.
And I see it, I'm aware of it, it doesn't disturb me, I'm just, this is the way it is, and fine. But now lately it has happened that I again went somehow too much into it, and started to. So I've been just really like now with ration maybe to have told myself that whatever, this is the chaos at the moment, but this is what it is now. Yet it doesn't. It's just how things are now.
Yeah.
But still, it's like. Still, I've been really like feeling that. Oh gosh, I'm like, someone sinking in too many things and trying to hold,
Yeah, but what made you come here?
To come here?
Yeah, what made you come here? I mean here.
Here. Well, this is something I cannot really say, and that's why I feel I'm saved.
Yes, it is. It is your own, which is not personal. It is what you have touched that you know is so precious, which is a bit fed up not to breathe so much because of all what you described. And that brings you here, to breathe, to let it be obvious sometimes in its naked form. So don't worry, that will always ring the bell and bring you here, wherever it is this here, but exactly here, where you know nothing can touch you. So enjoy this moment. And all what you described, it is happenings, the world of happenings that you cannot avoid. Everyone has different happenings in his life. Yours are this way. It's like that.
Yes. I start to blame myself. Why do I have to come here to, like, why it doesn't matter what the place, time,
Maybe
circumstances.
it's because maybe you still feel it's important to, or you don't have yet the natural strength, sorry, to just not going here and there. So that brings you in a place where symbolically it's like this. Satsang is like this with the shoes. I know now everybody keeps shoes, but in India it was like this with the shoes, means you leave your mind before entering Satsang. And that's it.
And Ganga, how do you, I don't know, what did you say, the natural strength?
You know, it's a love. It's a love for it. As you love to make project, you may be unfaithful sometimes to that lover, and you may say, no, now it's the time for another lover, which is myself. You can do both, you know. Enfin, one at a time. Otherwise it doesn't work anyway.
I really, some years ago when I came here and I was in full burnout and everything, so I avoided doing anything that this would not happen.
Sure.
And then I allowed it to start. It just naturally happened, and that has been a little bit my question. That So, like you now say that give time for yourself and then go for the projects. And my mind is saying that, well, or I actually take your teaching also, that it doesn't matter if you are in the middle of in the middle of something.
Yes, yes. But then you blame yourself because you are here. I mean, you are always welcome, but nobody obliges you. If you can do it in the midst of everything, I have nothing to say. Huh? I'm happy to hear it.
No, but this is what I complained now in the beginning, that I've lost it somehow. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Thank you, and oh, it's lovely to be here.
It's okay. It's okay. You see, even if for the mind it is not understandable, but let me repeat what my master said, and my master repeated from what his master said, and so it means it's always said, be vigilant up to your last breath. And this vigilance is just to spare a moment without events, without happenings. That's all. Since you don't search anymore. If you search, then go for it. But if you don't search anymore, that's it. You know, there is a nice story. I don't know if it fits what you said, but I just remember a story. There was a master very happy with his disciple, his student, after years. And he said, no, you can go. No, go. So the disciple left on his own, and he had his life. And after 2-3 years, another disciple who came from a travel came back to the master and said, you know, that disciple you sent years back that you loved so much, now wherever he goes, people throw petal of roses before he walks on the path. He is so much loved, and you know, he's amazing. The master said, bring him back immediately. It's more, whatever.
I didn't get so many roses.
It was about vigilance. Yes, please.
Thank you. Hello, Ganga.
Hi.
I have two modes. I have sitting doing nothing and relaxing, and then when I go to do something, I get full on adrenaline. I do things with intensity, and that seems to fuel me. Although it drains me as well.
Yeah.
And I like doing things.
Yeah.
And I like doing nothing as well, but I'm just trying to find a way to bridge that gap where I can do something and it be in a way that's still mindful and
Forget it. Forget it. Forget this expectation and enjoy wherever you are placed and know the nature of it. When you are quiet, you don't speak of someone. And when you speak of someone, you speak of that one which goes for things. So there is no gap.
just I wish I had maybe a middle gear. Just 2 gears is so.
I know, forget it. You don't have a car also.
So it's not worthwhile trying to pursue this equilibrium.
It's an utopia. Because you see, you speak of 2 different things. That's what you didn't catch, I think, what I said. When you are quiet and you express, oh, I have my quiet moments and I enjoy, you are no more there. So you indicate what is when everything is left behind. When you come back to things, you are the one which is active and goes for things. And that's, you are born like this, that will remain. But then don't confuse about what you speak about. There is no gap. The person comes from where you are. And the person will disappear where you are. And it is up to your likings to stop whenever you want, to just be. That's all.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi.
First of all, I have to say I find it quite interesting because I placed a question some time ago and I thought, okay, so everything is calm now. This was probably the only question I'm ever going to ask here in Satsang.
Yeah.
And then everything was like coming, going, coming. And today I got stuck at something.
Okay.
And I could really feel like how I find it just interesting watching me, like how it gets like a storm, like here, and it's like, maybe I have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
And actually I got stuck right at the beginning where you said, I'm that, and I didn't understand it.
Yes, it is absolutely not understandable in that way. You are totally right. Because you see, that's why I tried to explain in the beginning. You say always, oh, I am this one, and you present yourself with a name and whatever, you see. I said, before you glue this knowledge to I, a naked eye, what is a naked eye? Does it stay as long a naked eye? No, it will go to some knowledge, or if you say, I am that, where does it go? It goes from where it arose. Means you don't know, but it is what you are. It is what is left and unknowable, uncatchable it is.
is it like how I got it now? It's like I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not no, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm that, something else than I imagined to be.
You cannot imagine that. It's when that is expressed, it's an expression, of course. It is expressed to indicate something you cannot know. You cannot even say it's this or it's not this. You don't know. And that's what you are. That's why you cannot know. Because if you know, you have to objectify all the time.
Is it like I'm nothing?
You can say, I am nothing. You can say, I'm nothing, but then nothing becomes a concept. So better to say, I'm nothing, just to keep quiet from where you can say, I'm nothing. From where you can say, I am nothing.
Yeah, it's again. Oh.
It's not again.
Nothing. Yeah, to me it feels like it's coming from my mind, it's an explanation.
Nothing, yeah. But nothing is already a description. Huh? But it's a description a bit particular, because generally you can describe things. You say nothing because suddenly you are a bit in awe. There is nothing to describe. So you say, I am nothing, which is acceptable if you speak of what's left when you don't grasp anything. But yet, of course, it becomes a something. It's a description now. So don't hook at this description even, but know that this description came from somewhere that you are, and you don't try to objectify it. That's all. That's all. Because you always are. All the rest veils it maybe by considerations, happenings and all that, but you always are.
I think this will keep me busy for a while.
Let it sink?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, let it sink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without thinking too much about it. Otherwise you will interfere, it's sinking.
I find it interesting because I was quite calm about this. Who am I?
Oh, yeah.
It didn't really,
Yeah. But
nothing came up, and today,
it will be by waves, you know.
but today I go with the question, who am I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It touches the same point. Where does it bring when you say, who am I? Where it brings you?
Yeah, I just thought it's maybe more, what am I?
No. This is mind fuck. Like people say, why it's better to say what I am. No. This is all, no. Who am I is the tool, the most intimate tool of the mind to bring you where you never left. If you understand that language. Because when you ask this question, where are you left? I want to see. Don't think of it. Just like you have to swallow something, don't stop before swallowing it, or shall I, or what is it, or whatever. No, you just swallow and then you speak.
I think I'm always here.
What does it mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, because my mind is always going away, doing
Yeah,
circles.
but you see, then you are not here. You are in your mind.
Yeah. But when I take all my thoughts away, then I'm always here and now.
Okay, then don't ask any question if it is here and now.
It gets calmer.
Huh?
It gets calmer.
Of course. It's the mind only which is a bit excited fellow.
Thank you. Actually quite interesting for me because usually I don't have so many questions. I'm always quite okay with myself, just looking around and observing. And I observed here many times that people wanted to know what exactly and how exactly, and now I have this, but what exactly and how exactly? And
Sure!
yeah,
Bravo!
yeah. I'm on my way. Yeah, it's just, and it makes me a little bit, I think I'm missing the word, but not the opposite of calm. Makes me a bit like.
But you are not obliged to search. Who told you to search? Only the mind. Because he wants to figure it out, to figure out from where do I come from, what they mean by being, what is this bullshit. Because he's not the master here. So he gets very disturbed. So?
I never thought I was a searcher or anything like that, but
Even though
maybe
it's too late.
Yeah, but maybe something, I don't know, is happening.
You have not to search for who you are. For who you are. If you ask this question, but who am I, without stopping at an answer, you have not to search for that. You just are it. And everything else happens in the mind. And there, everybody has his own personal life, personal destiny, I would say. Just don't confuse what is what. But welcome, you can always ask questions. Thank you, You see, at some point one could be at peace with his mind, let him ask questions or not, because he knows the mind, it's the way it appears. It lives that way. And you cannot change its ways. So then you are at peace because you know it's the mind. Even if you are not at peace with the mind inside that bubble, but this is another question. So it makes you not search anymore because you know, okay, in the mind there is no way out. It will always have questions, answers. It will always have a duality there, which goes on changing according to your own evolution or not. So what is expressed in satsang, actually it's an impossible task, but still it's possible to indicate, on indication, to indicate that it looks like really there is something else than the mind also. But that don't try to figure it out, otherwise it becomes mind. And so the indication is you just are it. So you cannot know it, you are it. And that's it. And of course, in the life, sometimes it will be obvious and sometimes not at all, but that is the view of the mind. In the mind, there will be sometimes I'm quiet, it looks I am myself, sometimes I'm not. It's the reading of the mind. It cannot read differently. So the words of permanency or impermanency don't apply to what is. It's only considerations of the mind.
Ganga.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say, but then I cannot help. So may I share?
Sure.
But I have nothing to say.
Is the last one or not?
I don't know.
No, but in the book.
No, it's this. It's
So
this.
go
Yeah.
in the past.
Okay. Exactly. Okay. Is the sun ever scorched by its burning rays? Can wind ever blow itself, however strong or subtle? Does rain ever wet or wash itself away? It is only ever that, expressing infinitely, and so it seems, and so it goes. And the eye that bows and breaks, pondering, contemplating, reaching, not reaching, where is no you, no I, expressing infinitely, and so it seems, and so it goes.
That's true. No.
Free from the desire to be free, the fire to be free, the bondage, the power, the belief of one thought. This one thought spins birth and death, connection and separation, all forged and battled. O ye brave eye, drop your sword, remove your armor, take not even your underpants. Walk away from I, which you are not ever. One thought. So, what birth? What death? How then connection? Separation. Should I want to know myself, I should wait infinitely, for I is only ever other.
Beautiful. Now, now. You see, this is expressed when you are exactly, you've been immersed, and then that's the first expression, pure. I mean, perfect, why not? Now, and here, often, I don't say it applies to you, maybe it does. Now, what else is to be done? Of course, from here, nothing. Yet, be vigilant up to your last breath, which doesn't mean anything from here. But from here, that pure expression, it will go on changing because you go and live and this and that. So, the only thing which remains to be done, if one likes, and it cannot do otherwise, probably or maybe, it's to spare here and there a split second without expression. Again, again, again. So that it doesn't become a memory. That's all. I said my secret. I said the secret, which is not a secret. Amazing, isn't it? That's why more and more I say, because I see in front of me more and more, so everyone knows himself. I know myself. And yet, to say that with time will become a memory. So, just go back there from where you can say, I am myself. That's all. If you don't understand, please ask. If you do understand, please do. Which is not a doing, etc. Please. Very good.
There is no one to describe.
No, that's what I say. This is a fantastic description. That's what? Yeah?
It's not a love, it's not...
No, but it's okay. You can also... I wanted to add, you see, when one is struck, it's called a glimpse. Oh, I've been searching, I know myself. There is a kind of a striking glimpse, which means whatever expression of that is expressed then. And that, according to every individual, one will express. We cannot help to express in a very true way. It expresses, we know all those poets, that's what they did, like you, like some others, express that may be up to the end of their life. Like in my case, I've been expressing many years, and then it fades away. Also, I don't mean that everybody will be like this, but never forget that the expression is in the realm of the mind, of the surrendered mind, of the purest mind, still mind. So that's why be vigilant. Be vigilant. Don't land also on your best true expression. Make it alive. Make it alive. And alive is before any expression. Don Canada. Let's fly. Amazing. And I tell you, you make me speak. I'm sorry to maybe say it, but not, it's an example. It's just because of a very interesting example. You see, in Lucknow, for example, I speak of Lucknow because many seekers could meet Papaji. And many got a glimpse. Many. At the time, just after the glimpse, they were speaking better than the scriptures, or like the scriptures. Everybody knows it. And they even go in their diary to say, oh, in 92 I was speaking like this, it's amazing. It's amazing. I was already enlightened, fully. What about now? What about if you lose all that? You are enlightened fully when it is just here now. That's all. Yes. So, yeah, that's why so many said, oh, I lost it because every second they could not speak this way and all that. So you see, the mind was still not surrendered. It still had curiosity, it still needed to understand, it still needed to be in a certain way in the expression. All bullshit, because it's concepts of the mind. So just... yeah. Yes, please.
Thank you. So, I got this feeling of maybe a thought actually, with what you are saying, that everything is the mind.
Yeah.
Even me talking and asking these questions is the
And
mind.
me too. Yeah.
So, in a way, what is the point? Right. There is no point.
There is no point in the life unhappily. If you search, you cannot help to try to solve it. This is the thing, you see. Many, after years, they say, oh shit, I don't go anywhere, what's the point? And they want to quit the subject. They can't. You can try. But I tried, and I was not the only one. That search comes back. Why? Because it is in the mind, and the mind says quit it, and in fact it has nothing to do with the mind. So just keep quiet and know that everything is the mind.
If you allow yourself to die,
Yeah, if I die, you mean?
not in a physical way, but in the mind way. If you allow
He will
yourself,
not die. He will die when you die, physically. No, no. Maybe I decide this special. I don't touch that. But the mind, no. Is a hardcore. Don't forget, it's the expression of what is.
yeah. I have to say I have many questions coming.
Please
but,
ask.
but at the same time I
Yeah.
realize it
What's the
doesn't matter.
point?
What's the point? Because I know that the answer, I already have it, and it's just not listening to the mind. It's
You are
just being.
wise. You are wise. And you do it?
Time to time.
It's enough. Because time to time is the reading of the mind. In fact, it's available every time you want. So it doesn't apply time to time here. Lucky boy?
Thank you.
Yeah, please.
So, from what I'm understanding from what you're saying, is that there's no creation from the void or the naked eye or the emptiness, because any creation would be a doing which would be from the mind, or can there be creation from the emptiness?
Ah, that's good. Everything is from emptiness. Everything. But when you want to be the doer, then it's from the mind.
And if it just happens,
It just happens. As this Big Bang or no Big Bang just happens. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Could you speak more about this?
Oh.
About
The
you will
dwarfship.
not die. You said.
And the mind will not die.
No, you said you will not die.
I
It's
will
very
not
beautiful.
die.
Because there's this,
The one who says that will die, that's sure.
no, but there's this big teaching about you have to die before you die.
Oh, no. You know, okay, it can be said like this sometimes, and the one was the one to whom it is addressed may be struck by the saying, but you know, it cannot be a teaching. It may work for someone at a proper time. But what does it mean? It just means know that whatever you know is the mind. Then, is the mind doing that? Is the mind knowing this? Everything including, I speaks of the mind, is the mind. Then, you know, his glorious kingdom is gone. Or can you make the mind die? You see, this created this concept in spirituality that once you have a glimpse, you know yourself, oh look, how he's so happy, Donkananda. Oh, he's in bliss. So it gave in spirituality that concept that once you know yourself, you had a glimpse. After that, the mind will be quiet and so obedient and surrendered. Because he died. That's why I could see myself. No. No. It's just a matter of suddenly, nobody knows how, but it can be indicated again and again. Not landing anywhere means not landing on the mind, in the mind. Means you are left where it's always is, and the mind will reappear in its total wisdom or madness. It never died. It's not even that it surrendered in the end, it's that there has been a so-called, which is also not true, shift. But it was in the mind, all this search and all this shift and no landing and landing. Do you understand what I mean?
Some of it, yeah.
You can ask more if you like. I must say, the mind, as I observe, the mind may keep quieter than before when he was searching, because the search left, but he's not at all quieter. The search left, it's a big thing. But he's not quieter, this mind. Just, you may not listen to him or not, which was impossible before because you were totally in your mind. These flies, you see, they don't surrender, these flies.
ask.
Maybe I can get another. Tiens.
Referring to what this gentleman asked, and you said that everything comes from emptiness. Oh, did you say something like
No,
everything?
exactly
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
I appreciate a lot.
Yes. And isn't it so that the doer also, the mind also, like somehow, did you say that except the mind and or the doer don't arise from the emptiness?
No,
Somehow
when you land in the mind, then you become a doer, etc. No. Everything comes from emptiness. There is nothing else than emptiness. That's why it is called Advaita, not two. Thank you. Even two is not two. That's it. And yeah.
So, in a way, before I experienced that the mind was delusion.
The mind was
Delusion. I was-
illusion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an illusion.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Come on. Yeah.
today I'm getting in contact that I wouldn't be having this experience if I didn't have the mind. So
Yeah,
would I
sure.
be
As an
alive
experience. Yeah.
in a physical way if I didn't have the mind?
Yeah.
Because we are talking that the mind is kind of the thing that is between us, being, and identify as whatever we identify. Yet the mind is allowing us to even speak about this, even having this conversation here. So how also in the mind we don't give the negative aspect, the negative concept of we don't need the mind.
You have not. Yeah. The last part. We don't need the negative aspect of. I didn't. Yeah.
Because for me, in a really deep way, I feel that I'm giving the mind a negative interpretation.
Yeah, sure. You have to say so much that it's an illusion, not this, not that, not this, not that, to be able to not to be tyrannized by the mind. But after the vision is that was ever the mind different than that? It's a way of teaching. It's not the truth. And yet, very paradoxally, it looks we have to pass through this way, negative way, to just make everything erased. This flood.
Have you ever, would you recognize that you use the mind as a tool?
The mind is a tool when you are a seeker. But the tool tells you, don't listen to me. Some say go to the source of the mind. Means the same indication. And I must say, if there were not this indication, even if it is still in the mind, you would never, ever imagine that there is maybe something else than the mind. And when the mind can imagine, then he imagines God, or he imagines something vaster than the mind. He's imagining, you see. So, but the mind can question all that too, because everything which is expressed becomes a concept. That's why you will appreciate maybe this saying, now keep quiet. Because more you are intimate with the source of the mind, still the mind, more the knots are small and very tricky. And thousands of them. Now, keep quiet. Yeah.
Then I have a question about what we call the truth, because from what I've been experiencing, I have the feeling that the truth is put with words, so it comes from the mind, expressing the truth. What is the truth? With words would be limiting it, and then it comes from the mind, so it can't be the truth.
The truths of the mind are relative. They go and change.
But then is there something else? Is there another truth that is not coming from
Nobody knows, nobody is there to speak about that. That's why one keeps quiet. And if you don't keep quiet, relative truths, very personal truths, may be good for you, maybe not for you, never. So, no need to be fanatic and to be a missionary. Nobody detains the truth. They are relative truths, personal truths. Maybe, why not? That's all. Believers, go out, believers. This is not for believers.
But sometimes when I am in a deep experience,
Yeah.
where I have the feeling that there is no mind,
Yeah.
I have the feeling to touch kind of truth.
Yeah. Then be there. And don't teach. You can just teach, that's what I do, what looks like amazing for you, but you cannot impose. Only those who like it will come and stay. It doesn't mean that if someone goes somewhere else because it fits that one, that it is not true. Okay? Okay, I'm clear. Yeah.
Just to share an experience, also it is, I always thought when I come to satsang in person or when I watch it, I will have not even one thought. You know, there was always the goal to be totally quiet so the self can reveal itself. And I just saw recently also when watching on television that I'm so much carried away, and then I saw this example of Buddha, bring me a glass of water. And then you're like, you know, and if I base myself on this kind of experience, there comes pride and there comes another circle because I depend on something from the past. And
Wait. Something from the past.
an experience which was not there before. And I take this to be like, oh, now, you know, it's always related to the eyes that then believes from now on something is different, or from now on. This I wanted to say. Don't get it?
Strangely enough,
Right.
I don't really get it. I understand, okay, the example of the Buddha and his disciples, and you feel it's the same when you look at the TV and you are totally...
Lost, and then you come back, it's
Yeah.
like you're still at the river looking for the glass of water,
Yeah,
and you
okay,
were,
okay.
you know, 10 years away by thoughts. Just to see what the meaning is of this example that has been spoken.
Yeah, but don't forget that when you wake up, for example, to speak, it's a way to speak, huh? When you wake up to about your doings or your busyness in the mind,
Mhm.
it is because it's just now, it's not a reference to anything. You agree?
Yes.
It's not in the past, that waking up.
But the mind likes to make it like this. That
Oh, the mind. It likes
it's the
to
interest.
own
yeah.
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
And what was the point?
Microphone.
Hi, Ganga. I never heard so much the word mind than today. And when I basically, the mind is just a bundle of thoughts, so it's one thought after another. So the word mind even is just too much. And it becomes such a huge... Like,
But it's the mind which says so also. I mean,
I know.
okay,
Yeah.
so, yeah. But paradoxally, you see in satsang, everybody is finally free also to express the mind, the intimacy of the mind about the search and all that, it doesn't mean you have to listen. Good? Or something more mind? Mm. Thank you very much.